Well, I love how you almost fell into cancer research as a data scientist, where you were looking to solve, it sounds like, an intriguing problem, where there was data available, where you could really sort of use your skills. And then it led and opened up this new path for you. I'm curious, now I feel like there's an increasing number of what I hear of like tech bio startups and folks who may have been using AI ML for, I don't know, in finance or completely unrelated fields to life science, who are being either actively recruited or co-founding companies in this sort of tech bio space, who are trying to solve these really, complex, systemic diseases that we're all, dealing with. I guess I imagine you must have an appreciation and empathy for the journey that those folks might be taking. Is that sort of, as you maybe look more broadly as how we accelerate and advance our research into this space, is that something that we should continue, or is it important for folks to start maybe more from a deeper biology background before applying the AI ML stuff?
I don't think there is a need for everyone to wear multidisciplinary hats. I think you can have a diverse team that comes from different backgrounds and are really experts in their own respective fields. But it's good to have team members and leadership who also have the know-how on both sides, who can serve as the glue and kind of translate where at least ease transfer of knowledge to the extent that is possible. But I think all of that is really only possible in a setting when you're dealing with folks who respect the other side, the other disciplines, and that is not as common as you would think. I think humans tend to be very biased in their knowledge and know-how, and an engineer thinks every problem is an engineering problem, and sometimes it is, and sometimes it isn't, and so the willingness to really understand that other disciplines are bringing something to the table will create an environment where a very cross-disciplinary team can actually work together to solve really big problems. So I think that the hardest problem to solve is actually exactly that. Like, how do you build multidisciplinary teams that function coherently, despite the fact that not everyone in that team is necessarily a multidisciplinary researcher? And I have done this repeatedly in my lab. My lab is a sizable lab, going from folks who are fully dry to fully wet. We almost never have fully dry or fully wet projects, so almost every project is a team project. And again, I try to serve as a glue that holds it all together, and not only translate and kind of shape, how one side can help the other side, but also help put in context how much effort each side really takes. So that's actually one part of underestimating what the other side brings to the table is often not understanding how much effort things really take, right? So having folks who are cross-disciplinary lets you tap into that and actually know, this analysis, how difficult was it actually? Like, how much credit should this person really get for having done this, right? Is it a click of a button, or is it actually some new way of doing this, right? So I think having folks in the team who can gauge that and let people know, like, what is the contributions here, will also go a long way. And ultimately, places like ARC are kind of masters of that. Like, they're built around this cross-disciplinary and multidisciplinary ideas. And in addition to my lab, as you mentioned, you named some of the companies that I've co-founded and I work with. And again, the same applies there as well. How do you bring a cross-disciplinary team into kind of working together to be the most effective versions of themselves?